This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. October 10th is World Mental Health Day, and this year we're saying thank you, therapists. BetterHelp therapists have helped over 5 million people worldwide on their mental health journeys. That's millions of stories, millions of journeys, and behind every one is a therapist who showed up, listened, and helped someone take a step forward. Moments in therapy, like the right question, a safe space to cry, or a small win, can change lives. This World Mental Health Day, BetterHelp is honoring those connections and the therapists who make them possible, while showing how easy it is to get guidance from a licensed therapist online with BetterHelp. With over 30,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform, having served over 5 million people globally. And it works with an average rating of 4.9 out of 5 for a live session based on over 1.7 million client reviews. This World Mental Health Day, we're celebrating the therapists who've helped millions of people take a step forward. If you're ready to find the right therapist for you, BetterHelp can help you start that journey. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/PFF. That's betterhelp.com/PFF. Great win for Alabama as well. Number 8 Alabama beating number 14 Missouri 27-24. My first exacto score of the year, Dalton. First one I got exactly right in this game. Alabama beating Missouri by 3 points. 27-24 is what I predicted in the preview. We'll get to an exacto for you later on in the show that you had too. But let's get to the highest grade players first in this game, starting off with the Alabama Crimson Tide. Their highest grade player is Colorado transfer linebacker Nikhai Hill-Green, 73.8 grade. Dejon Lee Jr., the freshman cornerback, 72.8 grade. Wide receiver Lottie Brooks had a great game, the true freshman as well, 69.2. Xavier Brown, the corner, 69.2 as well. LT Overton, 67.7. And Ty Simpson, one of the Heisman Trophy favorites right now, 66.5 grade in the win for Alabama. Let's go over to Missouri with their highest grade players in the loss. Khalil Jacobs, the linebacker, 77.9. Jalen Catalon, the safety, 76.9. Dalen Carnell, the safety, 76.6. Edge rusher Damon Wilson, 74.2. Marquise Gracial, the D-tackle, 73.7. And Bo Prabula with a 52.7 grade in the loss for Missouri. Dalton, for you, what told the story in this game?
So I think it's about when these two quarterbacks each had their opportunities to make plays, Ty Simpson made more plays. And I think that especially goes when it comes to being succeeding in a clean pocket, right? We've talked all year about if Ty Simpson gets those clean pockets, he's going to hurt you. Now, in this game, he was pressured over 35% of the time. Those edge rushers we talked about for Missouri, Damon Wilson and Zion Young, when he wasn't committing a penalty, both of those guys had pretty darn good days, and they were getting after it off the edge against Ty Simpson. But when he was clean, 80 passing grade, 19-24, 175 yards, 3 touchdowns, 3 big-time throws. When he's given space back there in the pocket, he's going to kill you. On the other side of this for Missouri, Bo Prabula, when he had those opportunities, when he was clean, just couldn't take advantage of it. 49.3 passing grade, the 2 interceptions, and what you're seeing now from Missouri all of a sudden is, can they drop back and throw the football? It's been a struggle. The first 2 games he came out hot. The Kansas game in week 2, he was spectacular. But last 4 games for Bo Prabula, a 58.8 passing grade. So Ty Simpson, to me, I know it's not his highest graded game, but to go into a road environment where Missouri had won 15 straight games in that stadium against a darn good defense with a pass rush that was getting after it pretty good, Ty Simpson's ability to come through when Alabama needed him to most, especially after Jam Miller got hurt again. He got a concussion, possibly a concussion in this game, and left the game, and Alabama's run game was once again hindered like it was early in the year. Ty Simpson is unflappable. And I think the fact that Alabama's getting in this big games and he's the guy that's carrying him through this, despite Ryan Williams not getting a touch in this game, despite maybe a guy like Jeremy Bernard not having his biggest game, Ty Simpson is finding a way, and he's leading this team through an SEC gauntlet, honestly, and they got another huge game against Tennessee next week, not going to be easy at all. I just think he's one of the best quarterbacks in the country, and you just can't face this guy right now. He does not crumble in the big moment. The 4th down throw that he made to the corner route, just unreal stuff. The post for the touchdown in the end zone. I mean, Ty Simpson right now, he looks like an NFL quarterback, does he not? It's really that simple to me. As long as you protect this guy, he can lead you to win. So for me, That's the biggest difference. And when Jam Miller was in the game, Alabama did run the ball well. You're going to get into some things with that. But I just think with Ty Simpson as the leader of this offense and of this team, they really do have a much better chance than last year. The offense is just so much more consistent. I know there was high variance, and Jalen Milroe was great, but it was always such an up and down nature to it. They have a steady leader in Simpson right now, and I think that matters so much in these big games. Vandy punched him in the mouth. They came back, and he let him through. Missouri punched him in the mouth early, and you know the kind of style of ball that they want to play. Ty Simpson let him through. He's the leader of this football team. He's one of the best passers in the country.
Yeah, my stat is Alabama held the ball for over 38 minutes in this game, which is about 65% of this game. Missouri opened up with a 7-0 lead, and Alabama responded by scoring the next 17 points in this one and really put it away. They really made Missouri get out of their wheelhouse and rely on Bo Perbula as a passer. That's not what Missouri wants to do in ball games. They still averaged 6.8 yards per carry on the ground, too. So Missouri's run game was pretty solid, I would say, in this game. But because they got down so early in this one, they could not rely on that run game. They were playing from behind a lot in this one, too. So great job by the Crimson Tide defensively and offensively for getting Missouri behind the 8 ball, and great job by Alabama's offense and Ty Simpson and the run game for these long, sustaining drives to just make Missouri feel like they're always behind and have to be desperate on every single offensive drive. Like I said, they relied on Bo Perbula way too much in this game. That is not the kind of game Missouri wanted to have going into it. So, yeah, great job by Alabama offensively, defensively, and coaching, too, for just holding on to this football and never letting Missouri get the ball and having these long drives like they did.
Same way they beat Vandy last week. You look at Alabama's sample of run defense in this game, and it's a very small sample, but not great. The run defense is still a concern if a team can get in a rhythm, but against these two ball control teams in Vandy and Missouri, Alabama has controlled the football and majorly won time of possession. It was huge. I mean, it was huge. I think Alabama against better running teams in future weeks, it's still going to be something that we talk about of, hey, their run defense is not spectacular. They're getting by with it, but they're also getting by with it because when you hold the ball for 38 and a half minutes, well, that helps you out a lot. So, I mean, even in that small sample of look, they're still going to play good running teams. Tennessee, South Carolina, maybe Oklahoma if they can figure it out by then, Auburn. I mean, it's going to be a theme moving forward that, yes, they still need to play better in run defense, but they're not being put in so many situations. And the fact that, especially in this game, that they got, you mentioned it, after the first drive from Missouri going down 7-0, the fact that they scored the next 17 and played ahead for the rest of the game, that made a huge difference because Missouri, it's starting to become clearer now that they're going to have a hard time playing from behind.
Yep.
Because Perbula is just not going to drop back in a traditional sense and sling the football all over the place, right? I mean, that's when it didn't work yesterday. The play action, the bootleg game, read options, everything like that, that's going to work for Missouri, but they have to find a drop-back passing game, at least a functional one.
Do you want to talk more about Ty Simpson, or you covered that already?
I just think the way that he leads them through adversity, I think is much different than last year, because we saw last year in multiple spots that this team, they couldn't get through those moments. They couldn't get through a bad first drive putting them down 7-0, right? Or they wouldn't have had even the Justin Jefferson forced fumble last week against Diego Pavia. I just think this team is kind of taking on the personality of Ty Simpson a little bit right now, and that steadiness to work through those big moments and just keep punching. And you just see 5 or 6 big throws a game right now from Ty Simpson where you go, A, that's an NFL quarterback, and B, those are the biggest plays of the game. So he's their leader right now, and if they're going to continue this run and they're going to make the playoff or possibly even win the SEC, Ty Simpson's the biggest reason.
I'm going to shout out the Alabama coverage unit in this game, not just the secondary, because I thought Nikhai Hill-Green did a great job in coverage at linebacker too. 77.2 coverage grade for Alabama in this one. Only 5.8 yards per pass for Missouri in this game too. Negative .343 EPA per pass in this one. For the Tigers, they picked off Bo Perbula twice in this game, including the game-sealing interception at the very end. Held them to a 51.1 passing grade. Just the second and third levels of their defense did a great job against Missouri and holding up in coverage in a game where Missouri had to throw a lot more than they wanted to, too. So credit to Kane Womack's defense, man, for stepping up in coverage in that secondary and in that linebacker unit too. Again, Missouri did not want to throw the ball as much as they did in this game, but Alabama's secondary did a great job of holding up in coverage too, and Missouri just struggled offensively because of it.
Absolutely. I think when you look at this Alabama secondary, when they're on, they can be fantastic, right? And I think a lot of times it's about eye discipline and just not falling for play action fakes. Or you even saw early in the game on the first touchdown, Bo Prabula rolling on the RPO. When this team is playing disciplined football on defense, they can be really, really good. And it does start with that back seven, that coverage unit. It's going to have to, because they don't have a great pass rush. They just don't at this point. LT Overton is somebody who can get pressure inside or outside, but other than that, it's been a problem, their pass rush, getting that going. The coverage unit's really going to be the base of their defense right now. As long as they continue to have games like this and prevent too many explosive plays, they're going to be okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Alabama with their third straight win over a top 20 opponent after beating Georgia a couple weeks ago, after beating Vanderbilt last week, they now beat Missouri this week too. The Crimson Tide are rolling right now.